This is the Tuzigoot National Monument. Some ancient Native American ruins here in Arizona. We're in Clarkdale, Arizona. Still got some snow up there in the mountains. These are some of the pots that were excavated from the site.
Imported pottery, but these are the ones that were found.
The imported pottery that they found here, though.
Oh, okay.
So they even found pottery here that was made and imported from other parts of Arizona. It's amazing the tools that they used back then. Made out of stone. Wow. But these pottery jugs is just amazing. Beautiful artwork. And this one from year 1000 to about 1300 year. There's little stick figures, twig figurines dating 4,000 to 2,000 years ago. Wow. Just the hatchets and stuff to make that out of stones. The axes. Interesting. So these ruins, I figure, was built in the year 1000 through around 1400. Got a pretty view up here on the hill.
Pretty view all the way around.
So basically there's almost 110 rooms they've uncovered, excavated up here.
87 lower level.
One of the interesting things about this architecture is that these rooms don't have doors. The way they did it is they climbed to the roof and had a hole in the roof and climbed down on a ladder. I think it'd be dark in there. Wouldn't be no windows, no doors.
And then that, I guess, was the same vent for their fires.
Wow. This was all excavated in the 1930s. Well, they definitely had a pretty view up here. To figure none of these had doors, they all had to use a ladder to get to the roof and then another ladder to come down from the roof to the inside of the building. So this is a lot of rock to carry up to build all this. Constantly doing preservation work since it's all been exposed, excavated over the years. Now it has erosion, so they constantly gotta try to preserve it. So the Valley Verde River is down there. Still a long ways to haul water. Would have been quite the lifestyle back then. So right over there is Jerome. See the big J on the mountain? That's an old mining town. Beautiful little mining town where most of the copper was mined. And they brought it down to here, to Clarkdale. And there were smelting plants down here that processed the copper ore. Over to the right here's a bunch of slag piles. We took the Verde Canyon Railroad yesterday and went up into the canyon. I figure these ruins had been inhabited for hundreds of years, and then the late 1300s they kind of moved on. They don't know if it's because of a drought or disease, but they just kind of moved out elsewhere in Arizona. The Jerome, Arizona. It's an old mining town. Elevation's about 5,200, a little more. It was a lot of copper came out of here. We're downtown historic Jerome. Beautiful view up here. Quite the history. It's quite the old mining town. Mainly copper, some silver, a little bit of gold, but not much. Would have been quite the place in its time. That building down there is now, was a mansion of the guy that developed this area. Now the state took it over and it's a state museum about the mining. Interesting trike.
How long have you had your bike?
I've been doing rides up here 22 years.
Really?
I do star rides at night. You can lay the seats down for the star.
Really?
The old panoramic views of Jerome in its heyday. Wow. There's some of the old miners' lamps. So this is the old toilet the miners used. It was on a railroad. Had so I guess you sat next to your friend when you had to go to the bathroom. That's the old drills, steam-powered drills that they used. And this is the cage that they used to ride down in. There's a mine here in town that goes down 1,900 feet straight down. And this is the 1,900 foot deep shaft. Goes straight down. It was used to haul out the ore and move the miners up and down. Now this is interesting. They called it an ambulance car. Went on the tracks and they could put a person in the basket here. This is a Chinese washing machine. This is the some of the bordellos that were in town. The lady in the black dress was one of the richest women in Arizona. She ran the brothel, but she was murdered in what,
1903, I think.
1903. Here's a policeman in town with two prostitutes, 1940.